Bluff City Media presents the No Bluffin podcast. Stepping up to the microphone are your hosts, Christian Ingram and Evan Hayes. Now, let's get to the show.
Yo. What's up, Grizz Nation? I'm Chris Ingram.
And I'm Evan Hayes.
And this is the No Bluffin podcast where we keep it all the way real, all the way raw, and all the way honest about everything Grizzlies, man. Glad to be back. If this is your first time tapping in with us, man, shout out to you. Welcome. We're glad to have you. And if it's not your first time, if you're a regular on here or you tap in from time to time, man, we definitely appreciate y'all as well, man.
Welcome back.
Absolutely. We got a great show for y'all today. Some action-packed topics to run through with me and Evan, man. But before we do that, Evan, how you feeling, bro? How was your week?
Week was pretty decent. You know, just went to work. I'm back in the full swing of summer classes now. So if any young adult knows what I'm going through right now, but it's all good. We watched one game of good finals basketball. It depends on what your definition of good finals basketball is. That was a blowout. No, it was good. I watched for my track. I watched the National Track and Field Championships these past few days. You know, I'm a track nerd, so I was watching that very closely. But yeah, pretty solid week. Went out, saw some people. You know, pretty stationary week. I have something cooking this week. Just give it a tease out there. I got some cooking this week, so I'm excited about that. But how was your week, Chris?
Man, it was all good. I ain't got nothing to complain about outside of, man, when you got the NBA Finals, it's getting to the end of the season, and you so used to having at least some kind of basketball to watch every day. On the men's side, anyway. It's rough. It's rough. This is the part of the year that you hate.
You flipping through Netflix, you flip through YouTube, Netflix, Disney. You just trying to find something.
Golly, bro. I'm tired of watching Thelma the Unicorn on Netflix with my daughter. I love the movie. It's a great movie. I need to check it out. I think I talked about it last week, but yeah, bro. Like, and then I need to just go and buy the WNBA League Pass because this past week it was a bunch of Commissioner Cup games, and so like, a lot of them wasn't on TV, and then you couldn't really watch them through the app either because they had it locked. So I said, man, let me just go and get this League Pass because. Yeah, I mean, need to go ahead and pay that. I mean, it's $30. I think it's like $39. Like if y'all don't have it and you watch it, just go and get it. I'm talking to myself too because I missed out on like 3 games that I really wanted to watch. But other than that, bro, I ain't got no complaints, man. Like you said, we ain't got it on the docket, but just to really just touch on that finals game 1 as we recording this. They do play on Sunday night. We're gonna miss it on the show, but from what you saw, man. Yeah. What did you see? What did you like? And what you think about the series? Just after one game.
I posted this on my Twitter. I'm actually trying to get active, Chris. So gotta give some.
Come on, I see. Hey, I noticed it, bro.
Get a little more
I noticed
active.
it.
I need to do.
Look at my boy. He's speaking.
I'm speaking. I gained a few followers too, so we on the play.
There you go.
But I just feel like it was I just feel like Mavs looked like they haven't been there before on that first game. They just looked a little flustered on that first game. I don't really think that's going to continue because tonight as everyone will record on Sunday, so I may look stupid when I say this because it's going to come out on Monday, but I do think Dallas is going to win or at least put up a better fight tonight. I just feel like they were flustered with the whole energy of the crowd and Kristaps coming back and playing like a madman, which no one expected that to happen. I feel like it's still gonna go 7. I feel like Kyrie Irving's not gonna have another bad game like that. I don't believe the Celtics are gonna shoot that well as they did. Like they're a good 3-point shooting team, but they weren't missing. They were not missing. Yeah. And I feel like if Dallas wants to win this series, they're just kind of defend. They had the reason why the Celtics won that first game because they got dribble drive was way too easy. They were getting 2 feet in the paint, kicking the shooters and all. That's literally, and they got out in transition. That's literally how they won the game. They punched me.
And they run a legit 5 out, bro.
They do. They literally have all 5 guys perimeter. And JT or Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown literally driving to the paint. They're either dunking or kicking it to Derek White or Al Hoof or Kristaps or Sam Hauser. Ain't that his name? Yeah, Sam Hauser. Like he's just shooting the corner, just shooting at you. I feel like it was a bad matchup that first game, but I do feel like Jason Kidd is a good coach. I feel like he's going to make adjustments, and I feel like we're going to see this series going one to one back to Dallas, and we'll see what happens from there. Of course, this comes out Monday, so I may look stupid. Maybe another 40-point blowout. I don't know, but I still feel like Dallas has some more fire in them. I feel like Kyrie Irving, he's going to high road, but he wants to get a game in Boston. You can't tell me he does want to get a game in Boston,
right?
So. I still think it's gonna be a good series. And Dallas has lost every one of the game ones in this playoff run. They've lost every single one. So I'm not too worried, bro. I'm not too worried.
Yeah, my predictions, my views on it didn't change after that one game at all. I'm 100% with you. If anybody is expecting a finals to be a full, you are out your rabbit ass mind. That ain't fam. Especially not with these two teams. I'm sorry. Like you said, some stuff that they got to work on. I don't think KP is going to have a game like that again. I mean, he's been sitting for 5 weeks. He's the most energized person on that floor. I get it. You know what I'm saying? He's been like a bat out of hell, ready to hoop again. So, I mean, shout out to him. But they have to go perfect from 3 again, basically, to get, the game to look like that. I mean, the Mavs almost made a run in that third quarter, I believe.
They did. They cut it to 8. They cut it to 8.
Walking them down. So you can't give Luka and Kyrie, if they smell blood, bro, you're done. And that's how I feel about it. I think it's not going to be that big of a gap, in 3-point shooting again. I think that Jason Kidd is going to go back to the drawing board, see what they need to fix. And Joe Mazzulla, you better have your big boy draws on because, again, I don't, like you said, Kyrie ain't going to shoot that bad. I mean, he probably had some emotions in that first game, too. He had to get out.
For sure.
That's done now. He done prayed, saged,
cleanse the air, cleanse the atmosphere, all stuff like that. He
done woo-sawed and all that shit. He good now. So, man, like you said, we may like complete fools when this come out, but I think, man, they gonna tie this joint up 1-1 for sure. So, exciting times. That's for sure, man.
One thing, this quick question. This may because I'm a selfish basketball fan. Am I the only one that doesn't like we have to wait like 2 to 3 games between every game of the finals? Like,
yeah, I hate
that's just me. I hated that we have to they played on Thursday, didn't it? Or Wednesday? They played on Thursday, right? Yep. And now they playing again on Sunday. Like, that's a long time. Like,
yep.
And it'd be different. They're traveling. They're not traveling. They're staying in Boston. So like,
right.
I just don't like that. I've never liked it. That's always been a schedule. I've never liked it, but that's just me.
Yep. Yeah, man. It's. We was talking about that last night. It's like, hey, the game come on tonight, don't it? Nah, it don't. I was finna get on the grill there. That's like, nah, I ain't finna cook nothing on that grill. They ain't playing tonight, bro. I'm straight. So I may do something today for sure if it don't rain, man. We'll see.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah,
man. But make sure y'all go ahead and give us a follow on Twitter X on the main page, the No Bluffin Pod. Also, you can catch us at our personal page, as y'all see below. Give us a follow, get these numbers up, man. Y'all know what we trying to do. We ain't gonna bust you over the head too much, but mess with us, man.
Yes, sir.
But before we do anything, because I said, we got some good topics for y'all there. I think y'all last week was an amazing episode. Before I do anything, let me shout out to Michael Cole for coming on
and giving
it up the way that he did. Man, that was an amazing episode. If you missed it, go back and watch last week's episode with the Michael. He was what I loved about the episode so much, it was so transparent and objective on both ends of how you felt about this in a conversation. Obviously, he let some cats out on the bag a little bit. That I had to actually go on Twitter and kind of clear up a little bit, man, because I started to see some narratives kind of get started off of that episode, and I didn't want the Michael's name to be in that. I didn't want our name to be in that either. And we got that cleared up or whatever. But it was such a good episode. Make sure y'all tap into that. And we're gonna delve back into that because we let the Michael go. I want to kind of get us to react a little bit of what he said and just the conversation around center as well. So we are going to get into that. But before we do, y'all know what's coming, man. We got the No Bluffin news today. And we got some good topics on this one, man. We're going to start off with Dan Hurley. For those that don't know who Dan Hurley is, he's the crazy white coach for UConn.
I know y'all seen the clip where the dude was like going real crazy in his player's face, like at the end of the game, like, yeah, let's go. And then he went to the good game. That's Dan Hurley. If everyone doesn't know, he's the coach of the 2-time back-to-back defending national championship, the UConn Huskies. And he, out of nowhere, got swirled into the Lakers coaching search out of everybody thought JJ Redick was the done deal, and then all of a sudden Dan Hurley comes off the top rope like he's Rey Mysterio out of nowhere, and gets in the coaching search. So before I give you my opinion, what I feel like, how I feel about it, do you think he's gonna go? Do you think he's staying? Like, how do you feel about Dan Hurley being in this whole NBA coaching sphere? Is I would say.
If you follow me on Twitter, man, the night that they won the championship, I was losing my mind because I was like, bro, I can just imagine Dan Hurley being the Grizzlies' next head coach. I've always said I feel like they need a authoritative type of guy. I know they grown men. I get all that, bro. I understand. But when you got two different options, you got one that's more lenient and you got one that's getting on your, getting on you. Mm-hmm. With the guys that we have, I just think they need that to get them over the next hump. I mean, that's the reason why we talk about, shout out to Anthony Sain. He had Lionel Hollins on his show last week.
Great episode, by the way. Yeah, great episode, by the way. Please go. Yeah. Shout out. We're not gonna talk about Sain too much, but that's our dog. But shout out. That was a great episode, by the way.
Yeah.
Shout out Lionel. Shout out.
That was
Sain,
a treat. For sure.
That was a treat, for sure.
And he's the most beloved coach in NBA in Grizzlies history. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think anybody disputes that. And it's because he kept it real, bro. And he was on them dudes. I don't care if you think that he couldn't do it in today's NBA. I think if dudes want to win, they respect guys like that. That's why people love Pop. Pop ain't changing. You know what I'm saying? He had a little down spell where his team was sorry, but at the end of the day, he's a player. Yeah, it's Pop, bro. So anyway, say all that. I think that he would be a great NBA head coach. I just hate that it's the Lakers that's doing it because LeBron is probably finna get out of there, bro. I'm sorry. Like, he's probably finna be out of there, and you're gonna basically be on him to develop young guys in LA. Like, no, we know LA wants to win right now. Even if they develop young guys, we saw what happened. They got Lonzo, they got Josh Hart, they got Brandon Ingram, they got Zubac, they got Alex Caruso, Julius Randle, Jordan Clarkson. They got all them dudes out of there, bro. Imagine if them dudes on the team right now healthy. Like, they don't wait for nothing. So you getting a guy like that can develop, can coach, and develop offense, things like that for a team that probably is going to go in a rebuild. I just don't think he's smart, bro. What's your thoughts?
First of all, I disagree wholly. I don't think LeBron's ever leaving LA because why would he leave LA for us? What? Like, they have AD locked up for the past 3 years. Like, you got to blow up the whole team. Okay, we're not going to talk because this isn't the Lakers podcast. We let the Lakers podcasters do all that. But no. But honestly, I don't think he's gonna go to the NBA. I feel like this is just a marketing ploy to get him a better deal with UConn. Because you got to look at the jobs. He's undoubtedly gonna have one of the best teams in college basketball next year. He has a very high recruiting class, and he's always been a good coach. And he's at a program that believes in him. I don't see him leaving that comfortable situation to go to the bright lights of LA with all the scrutiny, possibly playing with the greatest player of all time, with this pressure of winning. Like, I just don't see him doing it. I just see this as a marketing, as a leverage thing. If he does go, I'll be very surprised. I just think LeBron, as you say, LeBron likes coaches that he can puppet tool and all that. And I don't see him. To his detriment. Yeah, to his detriment. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but I don't see him and Dan Hurley going together. I see that clashing. Like, I just do. That's why I honestly think JJ Redick is going to be the next coach. Not saying I feel like he's qualified for the job or he should get the job. I'm not saying that at all. That just seems like a LeBron, even though it's not LeBron's team, yada yada yada. But you can't tell me he doesn't have any type of sway on who's the coach of that team. I just don't. I think this is a Lakers type move. Like, I just feel like it's a Lakers type move. Like, this is how I see it. Like, I don't see them bringing another coach that's gonna be on LeBron or on AD's tail like that. I just don't see it. So if he does come, cool, great. That's another person we got to worry about in the dang Western Conference. But hey, if he doesn't,
I get players, man.
I'm cool with him staying in college basketball. And this is a whole thing. I may be completely wrong saying this. I just don't see a correct track record of college coaches going to the NBA and just being great coaches. Y'all can please tell me if I'm wrong. I just don't think that list is very long. I just don't. Y'all please tell, because I'm still on the young side. So
Billy Donovan, he was all right, but he ain't really done nothing.
He was better in college. Like, I just don't.
Brad Stevens, I mean,
he's not coaching anymore for a reason. Like, come on, like, I just don't see the trend of Coach Calipari. That's why Calipari didn't do it. That's why Coach K didn't want to. Coach K didn't want to coach the NBA because he just didn't want to. Like
he said, the Olympic summer is enough for him. Shit.
Exactly. And you tell me Coach K, the greatest coach of all time, don't want to coach. Like, come on. But that's just a whole nother thing. I don't see it happening.
I think Dan will be the one that translates, bro. But just for the simple fact, I think he'll gain the respect of the players a lot quicker than some of these other college coaches are. He's not gonna come in trying to recruit and politic and win them over. Like he's gonna be like, look, I'm here to do a job, bro. Let's go. It's just I think he got to be with the perfect squad, and that's any coach. Like you got to be with the squad that fits you. And I see Memphis just that. I'm sorry, bro. I know what I may be looking this with baby blue, Beale Street blue glasses on, but I just think he would be perfect in Memphis, bro.
You know what's gonna be funny. Taylor Jenkins, cause we gonna our show's gonna keep growing and we're gonna keep getting views. And one of these days, Taylor Jenkins gonna see this podcast. He gonna put out a hit on you because I know he don't like you. I know when Taylor Jenkins see this, he not gonna like it. He gonna put out a hit on you, dude. That's gonna be the funniest thing in the world. You gonna see a random Jenkins Taylor 5427 follow you on Twitter, and it's gonna be the funniest thing.
He probably already been in my mentions. I called one dude out last week. He got mad because I said something about Dan Hurley, some random, troll. I said, man, Jenkins, get out your burner, bro.
He's gonna happen one of these days. It's gonna be funny.
Like, Jenkins wouldn't even care to talk to you. It's like, why are you talking to me then? Get out my mentions, fool.
It's gonna happen one of these days, and if we can find out if Jenkins got a burner account and he's been texting my boy Chris, that's gonna be the funniest day of my life. But moving on, I just think that's funny. Man, comment below. Should the Lakers be Dan Hurley's first NBA job, or do y'all think he needs to go back to UConn? I'm gonna say go back to UConn. Don't do that. Please go back to UConn.
Yeah. College basketball needs you right now. And then once the Grizzlies get rid of Taylor Jenkins, then you come up. We got you.
This man's gonna hate. Oh, Chris Ingram said, I want to see y'all in a boxing match, bro. Taylor Jenkins versus Chris Ingram. Who's gonna win?
Did you see Jenkins' base when he tried to defend Torian Prince? Bro, I ain't worried about that, man. I ain't worried about him.
You a fool, bro.
Oh boy. This next one, I know people tired of us, and I'm probably, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. This is probably my last time talking about Caitlin Clark myself.
Please, you bring her more to me, and I ain't like, dang, this look. She cold and all, but dang, like
this is my last time, unless she misses the All-Star game, and it's like a, it's an uproar about that. But yeah, man, this is the last time. I ain't gonna hold you. Talk about Caitlin Clark. We gotta talk about this one, and I got a particular reason why. Team USA, they announced their 12-lady roster going into next year. I had the roster up here. I don't know what happened to my computer, bro.
Hold up. I just pulled it up. 1 second.
Okay.
Keep talking.
Do that. But they announced basically she ain't on the roster. They got the who's who of WNBA players on the roster. You got it pulled up yet?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead, man. Run down the list of players that's on there, because that's a stacked team, bro.
Okay, so please forgive me for all the young ladies I may pronounce your name wrong, because I'm very bad at pronouncing names.
Nafisa Collier, I got you on that.
Okay, no doubt. Chris know me too well.
I got you, bro.
Oh my God. Michaela Cooper, Chelsea Gray, Brittany Griner, Sabrina Ionescu, who's a bucket, by the way. I love her. Yes, Joel Lord, Kelsey Plum, Brianna Stewart, also a dog. Deanna Taurasi, arguably the GOAT of women's basketball.
Mount
Alyssa Thomas, Asia Wilson, the future GOAT of women's basketball, and Jackie Young. So that is the 12-woman roster for Paris 2024.
Appreciate you, my guy. So y'all run that list back on your own. Run that back if you got to. Google it, search it, tweet it, whatever you got to do. Yeah. Who are you taking off that roster to put a rookie on there?
Exactly. It's a great
rookie that's not Candace Parker. It'd be different if we talking about Candace Parker, who won a national championship and came in and won league MVP.
And rookie of the year in the same year.
Rookie, yeah. Like, all right, cool, man.
Cool.
You know what?
We understand.
Y'all screwed up. Caitlin Clark is out here flopping like a fish out of water every single night, putting up good points, she's putting up performances. She is becoming a face of the league. Obviously, we know what she brings, bro. Like, nobody's disputing that ever. I promise you. But we talking about going over to the Olympics.
Yes.
Who are you taking off that roster? You ain't taking off the Asia Wilson. You ain't taking off now one of them Asian players, matter of fact. You ain't taking off Breonna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu up with the Liberty. You ain't taking off Alyssa Thomas with her dog ass. You ain't taking off who else is on that roster? You just said
Khalid Cooper. You ain't taking Jackie Young. You ain't taking off Kelsey Plum, dog. Like Chelsea. You ain't talking. Okay,
Chelsea Gray. You ain't taking her off.
This is how I
who else
see
you say?
Jewel
Lloyd. You ain't taking her off.
Yeah. This is how I see it. To make the Olympic team, you have to be undisputedly top 5 in your position. I feel like that's a good. I think that goes with any sport, even with basketball. We just saw Kyrie didn't make the USA team.
Well, that's some politics.
Yeah, and I'm getting to that. But right, Caitlin just isn't a top 5 guard in WNBA. She's not. I'm sorry. Like, she just isn't. Like, forget the bid. There's no one on that guards list that I'm taking Caitlin Clark over. I'm just not. And then people's all up and down by Caitlin Clark, who really got stubbed. Again, I'm going to butcher her name.
I got you, bro. Got you, bro. Don't do that to yourself. We're not trying to get canceled on this show because we don't know how to announce names.
I'm bad at names, bro.
Agumba Wale.
She's averaging 26 right now. 27. I think that's better than one. 20. If anyone she got snubbed, it was her. And she's a walking, talking, moving, sleeping bucket. Like she just knows if anyone got snubbed, it's her. And she's never made an Olympic team. Might I add, she's been at the USA mini camp. She's played the exhibition game, but she's never won. So if anyone should be upset, it should be one of the leading scorers in the WNBA. Like, I'm sorry. So I think it's just, and the whole report that the veterans would kind of didn't want to put on the team because they didn't want the back. I don't think they care that much, bro. They're not worried about her that much to like, oh, we're gonna get back. People understand that
you taking off.
And people understand she's not the best player in the league. She's not gonna start at the Olympics, bro. Like, you understand, like a gold medal's on the line. Like, you're not just gonna throw anyone out there. I'm not saying Caitlin Clark is just anybody, but you're not just gonna throw someone just for the name out there. Like, you're just not. That's just how you
let threes fly from the logo. Like, it's not winning Like, come on, dog.
It's not. Like, USA basketball how flawed USA basketball is. They have a standard of winning in the Olympics, right. And they're going to, no matter what the names are, they're going to try to put the best team together every year. Like, even I was watching Gilbert Arenas' podcast the other day, and like he never made a team because they had the tryouts, and they was just, and Gilbert Arenas was a bucket for a long time, and he never made, and he never. So like, stop tripping over this. Kay Carter has her time, 228. She's gonna be there. She's gonna be in LA in 2020. So if y'all really want the big media stuff, she'll be in America in 2028 in LA, and she'll be on that team. So that'll be all the media and all the glitz and glamour and the spotlight. It'll be on her then. Right. And her and AJ Wilson can drop 40 a game, and Sabrina can drop. Because another thing, I'm talking a lot, but these girls are still young. Like, these girls ain't old. Yeah, like the oldest person on that team is Deanna Taurasi, and she's still a dog. Like, I'm sorry, Caitlin Clark is 21, 22 years old. Like, come on, fam. She has time. So please stop talking about this girl. Like, let her hoop and let her be cool. She'll be all right.
Right. And just one thing on that Enrique thing. Shout out to Gerald on Twitter. He made a good point. She probably, and I don't know if this is a conversation that's already happened, but she's probably going to play for Team Nigeria anyway. So that could be why she's off the roster. Yeah,
she has dual citizenship.
But if anybody got a snub, it is the Kyrie of the WNBA, and it's her.
Mm-hmm.
The second leading scorer in the league. The girl that is a walking bucket. Is her, if we're going to talk about, snubs. It's her.
Yeah.
It ain't Caitlin. I'm sorry, bro. Let's just, again, this is the last time we talking about this. So we just going to stop right there. But y'all comment below. Did the Olympic team get it right with this roster that you feel like she was snubbed? If you feel like she was snubbed, tell us why. I vehemently disagree, but go ahead and let us know. Pretty sure somebody got a good reason, I guess. Last one, we're going to run through real quick so we can get to our main topics, bro. Grizzlies draft rumors. It came out that the Grizzlies have had some workouts, also had some great conversations that linked to some guys that a lot of people that are in the fan base probably be glad to hear. You got Donovan Clingan, Dalton Connect, which it was rumored that he had a private workout in Memphis last week, so pretty interesting news there. Devin Carter, which is the son of assistant coach Anthony Carter, Zach Edey, Tristan De Silva out of Colorado, and Johnny Furphy. What's your thoughts on those guys that's linked to him? Anyone in particular you like? And what's your just thoughts over this process? Because Grizzlies, they don't really let out who they work out, who they really viewing like that. So what's your thoughts on that report?
When I was looking at this, like, I'm not gonna try to sound like I'm just being like, just I don't care, because I do care, but I trust the front office. Like, I'm not really too worried about workouts and pre-draft interviews. Like, if the dude can hoop, the dude can hoop. And like, yes, that matters for character and like fit within the team, but I honestly think like if they want their guy or they want their guy, they're gonna get him. I won't be mad if we get any of the four guys between Edey, Clingan, Holland, and Ware. Those are the four guys that are at the top of my list that I just want to come out this draft with. So we get any of those guys, I'm fine. I'm just not too hungry like on like the NBA. Maybe I'm the crazy one. I'm just not too hungry on the combine, pre-draft workouts, pre-draft interviews. I just don't care about it like that. Like, anyone can look good in a 5-on-0 setting or a 1-on-0 setting or going through drills. I know a lot of dudes that I've hooped with look great in practice, look great in drills.
Yeah.
But when you put them out on the court, they're not doing stuff like that. So I'm more invested in the product they put on the court last year. So like, and I feel like I trust our front office to make the right decision. So hey, I like all the guys that named, but am I just too hung up on who they brought in to Memphis and how like, nah, fam. If he gonna hoop, he gonna hoop. If the franchise wants him, they want him. Like they got a whole season of film to go off of. How much more can you really tell off of what a guy did in an hour, 2-hour workout?
Yeah,
like
that's a good point.
I'm sorry, like that's just my thing. Like, I've never been a big like combine workout type of guy. Like, if the team want, they gonna want them. Simple as that. Some people ain't gonna want to hear this, but it definitely gives, if you know your history with this country, the combine definitely gives back in the day slave vibes where they used to, put the guys up. I mean, okay, I'm just saying, bro. We know that with the whole Mandingo thing where they were put. I understand completely what you're saying. It's just that was so I did not expect you going there at all.
You got these dudes out here tights and shit, measuring their body parts and see who can jump.
How big their hands are and all.
Yeah, man, it gives just weird ass, get out vibes. I'll just say that.
Oh, that was funny. I did not see you going that place at all. That was so from left field. I'm sorry.
Stop, man. You on my mind, bro. I'm sorry. But like you said, who hooping, bro? Who hooping? How do you hoop? What's your mind state? Like, interviews, I understand that. Like, let's talk. Let's see where your head is. But all that other little stuff, it's cute, but it's weird. Like, I laugh when you was talking about the individual workouts, because what I can't stand, and this is mainly with guards, but I can't stand when I see these dudes in these workouts. They had these dudes be 6'5", 6'7", 6'3", whatever they are.
Playing against 5'10" and 5'7", 5'6". Like, what are you doing? That's not. I heard they got me out here, and I'm 5'10". Like, bro, they simulating. You got social workers and ball boys. Like, bro, that ain't simulating nothing. It's
assistant managers from Best Buy out here running around.
It's just all for looks, bro. And like, when it comes to sports, bro, sports isn't a complicated thing, fam. Like, it's not. Sports is not complicated.
You know that.
Just go out, whether it's football, basketball, soccer, lacrosse. I don't care. Yep. Whatever sport, just go out there and do it. You can look he's good at that sport, she's good at that sport, she's bad at that sport, he's bad at that sport. All the dog and pony show they doing with all the combine and the whole, like, it's a why
we run around cones and we passing the ball and I'm running around a guy in the backside and I catch the ball and I run up and I just dunk it. Like you 6'7", dude. You supposed to be able to dunk.
Like, in practice, yes, I understand drill work and all that in practice. That's fine. But for a workout, for a player evaluation, I just don't see the point in it, bro. Just go out and do your sport. Go out and hoop. Go out and run. Go out and catch a football. Throw a football. Like, just like, I just don't understand.
In baseball?
I don't think so. Maybe so. I'm not a big baseball guy. I don't think they do, because they draft guys out of high school. So I highly doubt they do like a big combine thing for baseball. Because remember, Russell Wilson got drafted for baseball. He didn't have to do no combine, nothing like that. Patrick Mahomes got drafted. Yeah, Patrick. But did Patrick Mahomes get drafted? I know you played baseball, but I know Kyler Murray
probably had an offer though. Yeah.
Like I don't think they do a combine for baseball.
Imagine them out there in baseball pants and just getting measured and like just stop it, bro. I'm sorry, it's correlations that I will not talk about because this is a basketball podcast. But,
Chris
like,
going
bro,
off deep end right now, bro. Chris going off deep end right now.
Sorry, bro. Get this out of here. I'm sick of it. Anyway, I just quick thoughts on these draft rumors, man. Like you said, get your guy. I don't want it to be a guard, and I'm conflicted on a wing, but our biggest need is center, even if that rookie is not starting this year, which I don't think needs to. But of the future, we need a center of the future, bro. So that's just where I'm at with it. Like, figure it out, Grizzlies. I'm sick of it. You know what? We are T-minus 16 days to the draft. Get me there. Where the button? Where the red button that I can press to get me to June 26th? That's my answer.
Give me to the draft. 16 days.
Get me to the draft.
Straight like that.
Yeah.
We good.
Yeah.
We good.
Yeah. Y'all, let us know of the names. Who y'all like, for the Grizz to pick at 9. Or if somebody you want to move back for, somebody you want to move up for, I will be floored if they move up in this draft. Even if it's going to be clinging, I will be floored.
If we move up to 3, I'm going to be shook, bro. Like,
I'm going to be pissed.
The only way I'm okay with us moving up to 3, because we're going to give up a lot of assets to move to 3. We're going to have to give up a lot to move up to the top 3. The only way that I'm okay if we move to 3 or 2 is if we flip that for like a bona fide guy. If we flip that pick and like we make 2 moves in one night, we trade up 3, and then whoever we draft trade that to like whoever. Like,
has that ever happened though?
I don't think so. But like, hey, like Cleveland traded up for #1 pick, and then they traded for Caleb and Andrew Wiggins. Like, but they didn't trade. They had to. They didn't trade.
They had the 1 pick.
They had the pick.
They was sorry, hell, boy.
Can you even do that? Can you even trade a pick on the same night for a flip for? I don't know if you can do that because I know there's like a benchmark period. You have to keep the guy on. Like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if that's possible or not. But no, bro, just don't do it. Just stay where you at. Or, no, just don't make it.
Save your money, Simon. Save your money.
Sports ain't complicated, bro.
It ain't. Dog.
Sports are not. Basketball's for sure not a complicated sport. Guys are good. Some guys are not good. Get the guys that are good.
That's it, bro.
1 + 1 = 2. It's not that hard.
If somebody come out the back with a calculator trying to make somebody else look good, man, slap them in the face and tell them get the hell out of here. No, stop, bro.
If you see 1 + 1 is getting 3, please stop doing it. Just stop.
Get out of here. Well, if you carry the 2 on Tuesday night at 11 p.m., this guy's shooting percentage is amazing. Give a damn. Like,
I don't care. It's not that hard, bro.
It's not that hard. All right, man. We're going to get out of here on this first break. We are coming back to talk a little bit more about this center situation that we got on last week. So y'all stay tuned, stay locked in. We'll be right back.
An anonymous NBA team member says that having the #1 pick in this year's draft is like essentially drafting Tobias Harris.
Wow.
Which we've both talked about Tobias Harris. I like him as a player. Man, that's kind of harsh. But I understand what he's saying. You don't want Tobias Harris as the #1 pick in the draft.
Because you look at him and you see what can be. It's just like, you just need it all. Can we get it all the time? I just want to see that more. You're talking about some people with some low numbers as being high draft picks. I mean, the draft is just a lot different than what I'm accustomed to. Like, you guys that are going to be averaging 11 points, some guys averaging 9 points. These guys are your top 5 draft picks for the NBA draft.
I don't know, but good luck to them.
Yes.
Dreams will come true.
Well, we will welcome them into the NBA with open arms, especially if we can pronounce the last name.
Tune in to the Night Court Podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Does anyone as a Grizzlies fan have the right to cheer for whoever they cheer for in the playoffs, especially when the Grizzlies aren't playing? Yes, right.
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't give a flying deep fried shit about who you guys choose to cheer for. I don't. I honestly don't care who you choose to cheer for. When you talk about the grit and grind era, Zach Randolph was that dude to me. He was my favorite player of the era. My second favorite player of the era was Mike Conley Jr.
Right.
And I remember even in covering the team, just some really dope conversations I've had with Mike Conley. He's a super cool dude. You know what I mean? If you choose to cheer for Mike, you definitely have that right. I also have a right to not give a damn about Mike's career outside of being a Memphis Grizzly. Like I do not care, bro. Like when Mike Conley got traded to another team, that dude was super happy to be gone. Like, and he has that right as well. The situation that he left, I'm not mad at him for, being happy to get away from it. If he wins one, will I be happy? Will I be hating on him? No. I'll be, hey, that's dope. Mike Conley got a championship. Hey, he's been around for a long time.
Tune in to The Anthony Sane Show, Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the No Bluffin podcast, man. Glad to be here. Again, this is your first time tapping in. Go ahead and hit that like button for us, man. Go on, subscribe. Bluff City Media's YouTube so y'all can stay locked in. And don't miss an episode, man. We drop every Monday at 12 p.m. So you want to make sure you tapped in, man. Maybe we even get a little text list to remind y'all we are on at 12 p.m. How about that?
You could. Set it up.
We'll see.
Hey, man.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, but make sure y'all give us a follow on Twitter X. Again, if you're just tapping in and tuning in with us to the main pod page as well as our personal pages below. So y'all can hear us just talk crazy and, get our thoughts off, and during the week. We only do this once a week. So, stuff changes throughout the week. If you want to stay tapped in on our opinions on that, give us a follow, bro. We'd be glad to have you over there. But Evan, we'll set the table for you on this first topic, this first main topic of the day. And us revisiting the convo from last week, where we had the Michael Cole on talking about the center situation. Say that fast 5 times. Yeah. Say that last so we can hear you stutter, bro. No.
Nah.
You slip up.
Nah, you got it. Nah, keep talking.
I'm gonna trip over all my words if I say that fast.
I know my limitations. Christian, my fave Christian.
Oh man, but we were talking about the center situation, and I didn't want to really take any of the Michael's thunder. I just wanted to let him go, man. And he, he dropped a lot on us last week. So
he was cooking,
man. Kitchen wasn't burnt up. I was gonna say he burnt the kitchen up. That's a bad thing. No, it was smelling good up in there. It smelled like some women with some big. Stop. Let me stop.
You,
I should not say that.
Bro?
Anyway,
you, fam?
Y'all know the women that can cook great. Y'all know the women that can cook real good. That's all I'm gonna say. When you walk in the house and you see a certain kind of woman, you know that the food gonna taste good.
I think Chris need a nap, y'all. I think Chris
definitely need a nap. I was up at 3 a.m. and I was back up at 7. So yes, absolutely.
Chris needs a nap. So don't mind Chris. But I'm gonna just okay, I know.
No. I'm done. I'm done with the shenanigans. Revisiting that center situation, Evan.
Yes.
I want you to tell me of the guys that we talked about last week, or if it's some other guys, but it's probably gonna be who we talked about. Where are you leaning? That's gonna make the most impact, makes the most sense. I would say one guy, but if you got a couple guys, talk about that. Just revisiting that whole conversation of what the Grizzlies need to do this offseason.
Yeah, after last week's convo, and actually if y'all don't know, I rewatch our podcast. That may be a little narcissistic, but I rewatch our stuff just to see if I pick up things here and there. Yeah. After listening to the mic a few times, I'm really set on Jared Allen. I honestly think that's the guy that I want. To be honest with you, I looked at his numbers. I always knew Jared Allen was there. But I forgot he was an all-star. That may be bad, but I forgot he was an all-star. I forgot that he has been one of the most consistent rim protectors in the league since he's been here.
Yeah,
it didn't rest me that he was a consistent double guy since he's been in the league, and that's exactly what we need on Memphis. And if we can make the contracts work and make the money work and not kill our assets, I feel like he's the guy. He's also I don't know why I had to watch some film because I don't watch the Cleveland Cavaliers like that, obviously. Right. But I just thought he was just this slow, big, burly dude that just is not mobile. He can move. He's not like just a Rudy Gobert and he's just in the paint and can't. He can move. He can catch lines. He can block shots. He has a little bit of post hook or post fade. He can do a little bit of everything. So I just feel like he's probably our perfect guy from what we need on this team right now. So that's I hope we get. That's the guy that I want. That's my number one option. But I have 2 other caveats, or other players, I guess. Worst case scenario, if we don't get any of those guys that we hit on, Andre Drummond is my guy. I just like he's the best bang for your buck option. He can do basically like everything that Jared Allen did, just on a worse, older dude's level, which isn't a bad thing. But again, do we need someone to be this astronomical great big to win a championship? No, we don't. We just need someone to be big, get some rebounds, and block some shots. That's all we need. And on both ends of the floor. And I feel like Andre Drummond can still be serviceable for this team if he does come here. And we could still probably have more money to get another guy. I know you're going to talk about how you think we may want another wing. We could get Andre Drummond and another wing with his contract. Because Andre Drummond, he's not going to be asking. He's probably going to vet minimum, maybe sign for 2 years. And then this may be one of his last contracts. I don't see for both sides. I feel like that can work on both sides. And yeah, Drummond, I feel like he'd be a good service with Dean. Dean, give him about 15, 20 minutes a game. If we run into a Jokic or Embiid, just let him feel him. Just let him put an elbow in his back. Just have a big body down there, because these past 2 playoff series that we were in, we ran into juggernaut big men. Well, not with the Warriors series. Not really. We just still got out rebounded. We still got out rebounded. We didn't run into like real cold. We got out rebounded. We didn't run into Anthony Davis. That's all I'm saying. We didn't run into Anthony Davis. Both series we got out rebounded. Point blank period. But if we run into an Anthony Davis, we need just someone just to be big. Because I'm sorry, Jaren Jackson has slayed his Anthony Davis demons, as we saw that this year. But for the longest, he couldn't do it. He just couldn't rock with AD. Xavier Tillman couldn't rock with him. We needed Steve. It was such a gaping hole when Steven Adams wasn't there. It just looked, the team was completely different. And I don't want that again, where it's so, and next time we're going to talk about that a lot, where we're so dependent on one guy to just hold down the paint so much. And I feel like Drummond can be that. I feel like he elevates the floor of everyone around him when it comes to rebounding. That's a very underrated skill I feel like he has. And I feel like that Jared Allen has also. He
definitely vacuum.
Yeah, exactly. He just knows positioning. He knows how to box out the proper way and all that. So I just feel like both of those guys but we should get at least one of them. My last guy, if I could snap my fingers and make it happen, but I don't see this happening at all, is Jalen Duren. Just because he's on the same timeline as everybody. He's not from, he used to play in Memphis. The city loves him. I just feel like I could love seeing him and Gigi run the break together, or Ja or Dick. Like, I just would love to see that. I don't see Detroit giving him up unless we just give them a haul. Like, you probably can give up Gigi to get Jalen, or Gigi type player, like Vince Williams. That's not happening. It's not happening. We're not getting Jalen Duren. I just like, if I could flow a magic wand and say, give me Jalen Duren, I would get that, because I feel like he's everything we need, and he's like 20, he's like 24 years old. So yeah, those are my guys. But how do you feel about this?
Before I get started, I just want to touch on your Jalen Duren thing. I think it's possible, bro. I really do. Because number one, they pick at 5. They could possibly make a play to move up in the draft. But they already got Isaiah Stewart that they're paying for the next, I want to say, 3 years at center. You got Jalen Duren that you're paying, I think, for the next 2, maybe.
Yeah, he said his rookie deal. Yeah, he said too. Yeah.
So yeah, he's gonna be up for extension soon. So you got to figure that situation out. And again, if you move up, you might be taking a bid, because I mean, what are you gonna get on the wing? I mean, Detroit's in a bad spot, bro. They got Cade, which is their star, about to get a super or a max. You got Jaden Ivey that you got to figure out what the hell you're gonna do with him. You got the Thompson twin, Sar, I think is how you pronounce it.
And you got Sadiq Bey over there too.
Well, no, he gone. He in Atlanta now.
He gone. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
no, you're right.
Yeah.
He was over there.
But they still got young wings over there. What's his name? Is it Marcus Sasser? Was he?
Yeah, that's how. No, Marcus. Is Marcus Sasser with them? I thought he was with someone else. I'm tweaking.
We gotta look it up, but I get him and it's him and some dude I get mixed up all the time. But anyway, like, they got a lot of young. I don't know what they do in this draft, bro, but I think Duren is gonna be, a little bit more available than a lot of people. I was listening to Keith Parrish of Fast Break Breakfast and Grease and Grinds. He was talking about how, like, he's talked to people within the Detroit community where like, they just not high on him. They don't. They like his potential, you know what I'm saying? But in regards to him being like a mainstay, being a person that we got to absolutely keep, it's not really a conversation, because they said his defensive abilities are kind of like, they're slowly coming along. They're not coming. Yeah. And you would think a guy that's that big, that athletic, he would be a lot more of a better defender than what he is. So that's what I'm hearing on that. But I think it's possible. It just depends on what happens. And I would love it that if Jalen Duren is on this team. But oh boy.
I'm gonna get on mute, so I'm gonna let you cook. I'm gonna get on mute, so because I know he's finna talk, so I'm gonna go on mute.
I am about to plant my flag, brother. I am planting my flag. I have made this declaration on June 10th, not Juneteenth. Juneteenth is coming up, but on June 10th, I have made my declaration. I am on the John Collins to Memphis train. If y'all watched the last podcast, the night before we recorded, which was on a Saturday, I was just kind of going through some guys before, we got the show ready. And I was like, man, what would be a caveat? What would be just a different, way that the Grizz could go on this? Because we all talked about centers. We like, we got to have a center, mainly because we won't rebound it. But we also have talked about the possibility of having a 5-out offense. Well, the reality of it is, if you have a big bruising center like, whoever Steven Adams 2.0 is that people say that they won't, the reality is you're not getting a 5-out offense with that. And if you want to make that a reality, you're probably going to need to have your starter part of that identity. And what that means to me is that you're probably going to have Jaren Jackson Jr. start at the 5, or you somehow find another guy that's a center that's an amazing fit and being a 5-out guy. He fits that mold perfectly of what this team needs if that's what you want to do. So I look at it as this. What is somebody that we can get to either play the 4 or it's interchangeable where positions don't even matter? I've seen John Collins play center before. So if you want to list him at center like we do sometimes when BC's out there with Jaren, like whatever you want to put on the title of it, fine. Do what you want to do. But I'm going to tell you why I want it. I've had some people come at me on Twitter, man, what are you talking about, John Collins? Why we want him? If you listen to last week, the Michael Cole made it simple to play for y'all, which is what I've been saying for a long time. Game over name. Like, I ain't come up with that moniker. He did, but that's been my mentality for the longest. Give me somebody whose game fits versus just who has the big name that you would love, or you got some hate fest for this person. We all didn't like Steven Adams. He got on this team. We loved him. Like, I put it in the Discord. I put it on Twitter. Grizz fans are so fickle, bro. Like, we hate guys. Like, we will talk so bad about guys. And the minute that they get on this team and perform 1 or 2 games, they somehow become experts on why this dude is perfect for the team. So I don't really care when y'all come and be about certain names, because it's like, I know how fickle y'all are. I know. I've seen it too much. I've seen it. So let's talk about the reasons why people brought up like, well, we don't want him, or this doesn't make sense. All right, cool. The reason, let's start with number 1. The reason why he got traded. I'm going to debunk some things. But the reason why he got traded from the Atlanta Hawks, he had a finger injury. Go back and look this up. That's how I know some of y'all don't be watching basketball. Y'all just be watching the Grizzlies, and that's it. The man had a finger injury. Before his finger injury, he was a 3-point shooting threat, also a lob threat, also a rim running big that could just stretch the floor, play great defense. He was super athletic. He was probably the best fit for Trey, but they never could just really figure it out, like to make it work. They had they spurts, but it just never it never evolved to what you thought it would be in a 2-man game with them. But he got that finger injury and it threw his shot off, bro. Go look at the pictures. His finger was looking jacked up. It almost looking like, if you play football, which I did, I played receiver. If you caught a lot of footballs, you sometimes when you get a bunch of jam fingers, bro, your finger will start looking deformed. Looking at my hand now, because my ring, of all the fingers that's deformed on mine right now, is my ring finger. So like it's kind of fat. Y'all see that finger right there? Like I have to sometimes put some lotion on my finger to get my ring down past that, because it's kind of deformed, right? So his was looking kind of like that. His shot was off for about 2-3 years. He had to get, better in that regard. But they had already paid him $25 million a year, which was like on par with Jaren's contract. It came in around the same time. They end up moving off of him because his value of what we had is kind of going down. We've drafted what's the guy that played at USC? He was friends with Lonzo Ball and them. He's the backup center.
Big O on Nico Conwu.
Thank you. They got Big O.
I can say that. Okay, I can say that name, but I can't.
Anyway.
I can say on Nico Conwu, but I can't say. Anyway, keep
you
going.
wildin'. But so they got him. They got Jalen Johnson, which is basically John Collins 2.0. I mean, he's made in his mold. They damn near look identical. It's crazy. You brought in Clint Capella, you was paying a lot of money to. At that point, with the financial constraints that you under, with you paying super maxes to, Trae Young, you probably want to bring in another wing, which they did. They got a lot of money issues over there in Atlanta. Somebody had to go. And so the person that's on the decline, honestly, at that point, because of an injury, let's move him. People say it's a salary dump. Yeah, because he was injured, bro. Like, it happens. So, cool. I get that. But then he goes to Utah, and guess what happens? His fingers is finally healed, and the man is back to shooting threes. 37% from three last year, by the way. And, let's just talk about his numbers. 15 points, almost 9 rebounds, a block a game, 62% true shooting percentage, 37 from three. You cannot tell me that does not work next to Jaren Jackson Jr., especially if your idea is to run a 5-out offense. The guy is almost at 9 rebounds, which we need. He's stretching the floor with his 3 ball, and he's a rim runner. He is the perfect person to put in between Ja and Jaren. We've always talked about why Jaren cannot develop or doesn't develop a 2-man game, pick and roll game with Jaren. Okay, bro, let's just move on from it. If it's never going to happen, it's never going to happen. John and Ja can do that, though. And Jaren can either be in a dunker spot, he can be, spaced out for 3. He can be doing whatever he wants to do to get integrated into the offense. That's up to Taylor Jenkins. Looking at you. So that's why it works. Like, I always tell people, like, tell me in basketball sense why it does not work to have a guy. You must switch it on even on defense, right? You talk about the Nuggets taking their situation to the next level. What really put them in a position to start, like, breaking through that ceiling that they had? It was Aaron Gordon. It was Aaron Gordon, bro. Aaron Gordon. These 4s are the guys that are mainly playing defense on, like, the star bigs. It's not the centers because they too slow. They probably operating, doing certain things. Like, the 4s are the guys that are playing majority of the defense on the best bigs. John Collins can do that for you. He can keep Jaren out of foul trouble. He's athletic enough to get up there and block just like Jaren does from the backside on ball. Like, defensively, it fits. He's switchable. You got 2 bigs that can switch in, pick and roll situations. So let's talk about the contract, $25 million, because that's another thing. He made too much money. Bro, this cap is going up 10% every single year with this new TV rights deal that's going into play. In the next, I think they said in the next 5 years, the cap will be at $250 million. Now, at that point, his contract will be done. But look at it like this. If his contract is $25 million and the cap is $250 million, that's 10% of the cap. Who cares if you got a starter at 10% of your cap, bro? Like, sometimes, like I said, we make these arguments and we don't really think about what we're saying. It just sounds good. He make a lot of money. So what? We got off of Luke Kennard's $15 million. We got off of Santi's probably extended $10 million or higher. We get off of Zaire's $6 million he's making this year. I'm just throwing out a trade that I made up. You get these guys off your books, it's the same money. It's just now combined into one player that fits this team much better. And to say that Brandon Clark is better than John Collins, y'all are smoking the loudest Grizzlies pack I've ever heard in my life. Like, that is ridiculous. Brandon, for all intents and purposes, I love Brandon Clark. Energy guy, come off the bench. He works well with Jaren. He's very limited. Very limited. He cannot dribble. He cannot shoot from 3. If he is not getting his floater or a dunk or a lob on offense, Brandon Clark is useless. He doesn't set hard screens. He just, come on, y'all. Let's just stop doing this, bro. And then he's 6'7" at power forward. So you talking about, am I going to depend on in the playoffs for a 6'7" Brandon Clark that's not even over 230 pounds to defend Jokic? It don't even make sense, bro. Like I said, I love the Grizzlies, bro. And I'm here. I'm talking about beating on my chest about these guys, but I'm not going to put my or my emotional ties for a player over what the team needs. And if, again, I started to say, if you're talking about what you need is a 5-out offense, go find me another player that and this is my last point, that you're going to have to not give up so much to get. Because like you said, the Jaren Allen thing, you're probably going to have to give up a lot to get him. And if you believe that's your guy, go get your guy. But with John Collins, he was on the bench last year because you got to prioritize Lord Marketing, Walker Kessler. I can't remember the other big that they brought in through the draft. His name is leaving me right now. They got guys they got to develop, bro. You probably can give just a salary match and plus maybe 2 second-round picks to get John Collins on this team. And you still keep number 9. And you still can address your center situation at 9 if you want to by drafting a Zach Edey or Khalil Ware or whoever you think is going to be there. That makes more sense to me than giving up multiple assets to go get a guy that may or may not even be on this team a couple years from now. And you can extend John Collins at a cheaper rate. And this is the last point that's going to piss a lot of people off, but I don't care because I keep it honest and I'm objective at the same time. And I'm done, I promise. If you have John Collins, right, and you just so happen to see that his two-man game or his game fits Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, and Gigi Jackson better, and you have a Zach Edey that is looking like your starting center of the future, your reaction is with emotion. That is your reaction with emotion before I say what I'm going to say. But the truth of the matter is that Jaren Jackson Jr. is coming up for a super max contract in 2 years. Really next season. If it is looking like it's just not gonna, we can do more with that money to expand this team. Because again, I want championship for the Grizzlies. I don't care who on the team. Like, I want a championship. I want to ride down Bill, and I want to flash people. Take my shirt up and flash folks going down Bill on the floor. That's what I want to do. So I don't care who on the team. If it comes to find out that it's John Collins and Zach Edey looks like a better fit around Desmond Bane, Gigi Jackson, and Ja Morant going forward, then so the hell be it. So the hell be it. Not saying I want to trade Jared at all. Y'all know I give it up. I love dude. I think if he gets it together, I think he will be one of the most dominant bigs in this NBA. I do think that. I'm just saying that is a caveat of a possibility if it comes to that point. I ain't pushing forward at all. But I'll leave it at that. You may respond, my brother. I just had to get all that out. I'm going on mute.
Okay, I loved everything you just said until you said that blasphemy at the end. Everything I was cool with. John Collins, he does fit this team greatly. I can honestly say this is my issue. I probably just haven't watched enough John Collins to really like see him the value as you do. And if that's the case, and I acknowledge that for sure. Because I do think he's better than Brandon Clark. That's not a question for me. I just don't see the value as much as you. Would I love to see him on this team? Yes, I would. I feel like in essence, but would you have? You cannot. Would you have him starting?
Absolutely.
That's the thing. I don't like that. That's what.
Let me pause you real quick, and I'm gonna just say you this reason why. John Collins or Gogo Batadze?
John Collins.
John Collins or Mo Wagner?
John Collins.
John Collins or who? Or Andre Drummond? John
Collins.
So if we're pushing these guys that are fringe guys, right? Like DeMichael said, game over name.
Yeah.
If his game fits this team better, take John Collins' name off. His name could be Bobby Boucher, goddamn it. I don't care. If Bobby Boucher's game fit this team, what is the problem? I don't get that. So I'm going back on mute. My bad.
I agree. If his game fits, and on paper he fits. How tall is John Collins?
He's listed at 6'9". Jaren's listed at 6'10", and we all know he a footer. So I say
you think he's shorter?
I think he's 6'10".
He's about 6'10".
Yeah, I give him 6'10".
Okay, because I was looking at everybody I was listening to me the 6'8" or 6'9", and I'm like, okay, when I think about that if they're lying about the heights, then my original point that's a small front court. But if they can lie about the heights, then that point is null and void. Let's say they are telling the truth about their heights. Do I like on this team? Yes, but starting, I'm not confident with that against a Jokic or an Anthony Davis, or if we run to the finals and get Embiid. I'm not confident in the defensive, not just the size, just you said, this is strength. Like, I feel like the best way for this team to be operated if we have like a big brawly center in there, just because the size, like Jokic, he dominates everyone. Yes, he's incredibly skilled, but he just physically, no one can handle him. They just can't. And would I love to be on this team? He finna get on me again. And I bet you for probably big up the Minnesota series.
Set yourself up. Oh, you set yourself up. Keep going.
Right.
Keep going. Keep going.
He's probably gonna bring the Minnesota series because they lost that series. Because I know Chris. If y'all don't understand, me and Chris have a lot of conversations off screen, so when you can tell we see each other, we already know what we're gonna say. I already know he's gonna say. He's gonna probably pick apart my argument. I'm gonna say it anyway. And I'm using Jokic because he's the best player in the league right now. If you run into Giannis in the finals, Giannis is exceptional most of the time because he's physically imposing on his opponents. I'm just not confident with a Jaren Jackson Jr. and a John Collins started front court can compete physically with those type of guys. That's the only reason I don't have him as high as a standard. Would I be glad if he came off the bench? Yes. Do him. He can take BC's minutes all I care. If you have both of them on the team, I'm fine with that. If you trade BC out to get him, I'm also not mine because they can, like you said, John Collins can do everything BC can do, but better. I'm not issue with that at all. It's just having him as your as if you picked any of those guys, having him as your number one, I just don't see it as much. For me, he's my number two, honestly. After Jared Allen, he's my number two. I'm just not completely confident with the physical weight, strength part of it with Jaren and John Collins as your starting front court. That's
you will put 15 and 9 on the bench.
What's the problem with having that? What's the problem with having a guy like that being your 6-man first man off the bench? What's the problem?
Because you
with
already
that?
got BC to do that. You already got Vince to do that. You already
who
got
who said BC, bro? Who said BC not gonna be in that deal to be on? You never
he
know.
Shouldn't be. Hell no. No.
I'm not saying he should. I'm not saying he should.
Because I want to see Ja. I want to see Ja, BC, and John running floor together.
But I'm saying they all play. Think about Foreman. They all play. Not Jaren. John Collins and BC all play. They both play the same position. They both play the 4. Yes, they do different things, but they both play the 4. That's still divided minutes.
They play 5 instead.
Yeah, true. I'm just saying that you're right. You're not wrong at all. I just see knowing how Taylor Jenkins does with his lineups. Again, Taylor Jenkins, he doesn't play those same position guys a lot. Am I wrong? The only time they really did that was when John Tyus was here. They played, but that's when John went off ball and they let Tyus run the 1. There isn't a lot of scenarios where they have guys, especially bigs, play similar game styles in the game. I just see that clashing. If we can make it work with both of them on the team, yes, I'm cool with that. But realistically, do I see that working with BC being on the team and John Collins when it comes to minutes? I just don't. I hope I'm wrong. I honestly hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I just don't see that happening. If we get John Collins, I see us trading BC. Do I want that to happen? No, I don't. I don't want that to happen. I just see us doing it just based on how Taylor Jenkins likes to run his offense and likes his defensive sets. And that's why we don't. That's why I agree with everything you're saying. I just don't see it as the magnitude as you do. If you understand what I'm saying, I hope I'm expressing it eloquently as I can.
You are. I'm just gonna pick it apart like Chris Paul in the Rick in the Rick up in New York. So you talked about what it's going to look like when they play Jokic, right? And I tell people all the time, I don't like us building our team to be a Jokic stopper. I don't care about Jokic. Like, I'm just
giving examples. I'm giving examples because
this ain't towards you.
Yeah,
you're right. This ain't towards you. It's a common thing, though. Like, it's a common argument when we had these, discussion about the Grizzlies. It's like, he's just in the West. Man, who going to deal with Jokic? Jokic is sitting at home right now with us. Right now. Roster construction matters, bro. And one thing that Minnesota showed is throwing multiple bodies at Jokic. He wants to pass. I've been saying this for the last 2-3 years. Jokic, he can score. We know that he can get a bucket when he wants to. But his number one thing when he get out there and get that ball at the top of the key or wherever he is, he's looking to pass, bro. And Cat, for all intents and purposes of whatever how I feel about him psychologically. Cat was able to make it rough on him in that series. And Cat ain't he ain't no enforcer. Like, he ain't no just super physical guy. So if Cat can do that to you, I'm pretty sure 6'10", he ain't cock strong looking, but just look at, he built as hell for his size.
He's strong. Yeah, he's cut. He's cut.
Base. And so the big thing with Jokic, if you're trying to stop him in the post, you're trying to get up under him. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to get up under him low as you can. And then we all know he can jump higher than Jokic. So he try to get up there and get that. Like, I'm not worried about defending him when I've seen guys throw multiple bigs at him and stop him. We look at the Mavericks right now in the finals. What do they have? Multiple bigs that are interchangeable, versatile bigs. Only thing is, Daniel Gafford can't step out and hit no three. He's a rim runner. He can stay back, play drop coverage, but that's kind of where he is. PJ Washington, the shout out to the Boston Celtics. They've seen this whole playoffs. They leaving PJ Washington open in the corner because he hasn't shown that he can hit it at a reliable rate. So if they, other than that, they've ran through the West with that setup, you talking about I'm putting in a guy that John Collins or PJ Washington. Who you taking right now? Skill set wise. No, don't have recency bias. We talking about skill set.
It's John Collins. It's a push with John Collins. It's close with John Collins.
That's what I'm saying, like of what's available and what we got to give up. This is where my mindset is. It's not that I love John Collins. I ain't out here beating my chest on him because I think he's the best thing since sliced bread. What I'm saying is based off the landscape of the league, where it's going, what we're seeing in this playoffs, and what it would take to get him on this team, because we don't want to give up, a whole bunch of stuff when we can use it for other deals. That's what my mindset is. And when you talk about the fit, with everything considered what we talked about, and I'm gonna touch on this BC thing, we're gonna move on. He can play with BC. Why? Because he can step out here to three, and BC can't. So if BC wants to do this little pick and roll, whatever he does, dunker spot, John Collins can do the exact same thing in different situations. Again, 5-out offense, hypothetically with BC out there. It's just John can go over there in that corner and hit it from 37 from three. BC can't. So it's the same thing. He's taller than BC, just as athletic. I want to see both of them run on the wing with a Vince, with a GG, and a job. Like, it can work if you think about it from a basketball sense and not his. If your excuse is his money, if your excuse is BC, if your excuse is his matchup with Jokic, it's not. None of that even matters when you look at the landscape of the league. And again, this ain't to you. I'm talking about this in general, what I've heard as responses to it. It's like, I'm sorry. I'm playing my flag. Call me crazy. I don't care. Last thing, Grizzlies have never made moves that are reported on them. And John Collins is no smoke behind that move at all. Stay tuned.
That is true. Memphis, we've been rumored to get a lot of guys, and we ain't never got them. Ever in the history. I ain't never want. I'm trying to think, because we traded Rudy Gay out of nowhere. No one saw that coming. Like,
bro, I was throwing my TV across the room, bro.
Bro, I remember of course, hindsight 2020, of course, we were better without him. But I remember the exact place I was, my little 8-year-old Evan, when they got traded. I was distraught, and no one saw that coming. So yes, we have different front offices. We understand that, but as you're right, we have a history of not getting like no one saw Marcus Smart coming to this team. I know we bring that a lot, but that's the most recent example. But hey, I'm with you on most of the things. Of course, we're not agreeing on everything. If it works, I would be wrong. I see the vision. I do see the vision. I'm not if you at 100, I'm like at 90 right now. That's the best way I can quantify it. If you and I'm bad at a 90 right now. I still like Jared because Jared is my one. So I just feel like Jared is just a bit of say what you got to say.
That was the one point that I want to respond on real quick. When you talking about they need a big, like a big bird big. What scares me about that is that we seeing them guys get played off the floor. That was the other thing I want to say. So John can literally finish games. He's not gonna get played off.
That's right, but that's why I said with my point with Jared Allen, he's mobile. He isn't just a big clunky dude like Rudy Gobert and all that. Jared Allen is mobile. Like he has who? Yes. Is he gonna step out and guard I don't know, Jamal Murray? Like no. Probably not. He's not probably gonna do that. Probably not. Can he do better than most bigs? But I don't think it's gonna be where they gonna put him in every pick and roll and get it. I don't see him to that defensive liability. Yes, but I don't feel like he's bad as Gobert.
He's not. No, he's not.
I don't think he's bad as Gobert or bad as Steven Adams was that series when they played Steven Adams. Right. I don't think it's to that level. That's why because no player is perfect. Like every player is gonna have each player is gonna have the drawbacks. That's just one of Jared Allen's drawbacks. But I feel like his upside is big enough to have that. If this is not gonna happen because if you have a Jared Allen coming off the bench, then you can have him sub out for him, even though they're not gonna. That's not how contracts work. But if you have another guy off the bench that is a 6'8", 6'9", 6'10" guy that can be mobile, then you can take Jared Allen and still not lose anything. I feel like the net positive that Jared Allen brings to the table is bigger than his negatives, and I feel like John Collins' negatives, and every player has negatives. I'm not saying his upside still bigger than his downside, but compared to Jared Allen, I just feel like Jared Allen is just a little bit, just a smidget bigger.
What's the negative?
The neck. Okay. Let me cook. Because you finna get on. Because you try to catch me.
I just want to know. Somebody tell me.
You trying to catch me. Like I point, and you don't agree with me, but I'm standing on like the physical side of it. You don't agree with me on that, but that's the point I'm standing on. 2, and I just feel like if he doesn't have the ball in his hand, like on the catch and shoot, I just don't feel like he's affecting the game as much as you would want. Like if he's not getting the ball on the catch and shoot, if he's not getting the live threat. How is John Collins affecting the game on the floor? Because in your logic, he's gonna be playing with a Gigi Jackson, a John Morant, a Vince Williams, a Desmond Bane, those type of guys. I'm picking all those 4 guys over John Collins because the option is on the floor, correct? So how is John Collins? I'm not saying he can't, but how is he affecting the game that well if all those guys are on the floor with him? And that's why there's a 10% drawback with me. With Jared Allen, I'm not saying John Collins needs the ball. I feel like Jared Allen needs the ball less than John Collins. Like, that's why Jared Allen is my 1 and John Collins is my 2. Because to affect the game, John Collins needs the ball in his hands a little bit more. And more than Jared Allen. He needs the ball more than Jared Allen. I think so.
Just go watch Aaron Gordon, bro. Just watch Aaron Gordon. I would literally just sit him in front of Aaron Gordon's film and just say, just do
this.
You were in Utah dying last year. You are on a contender starting, making $25 million. Just beat Aaron Gordon. That's it.
Just do this. Just do this.
Yeah,
but also,
you don't want to get your ass out of here.
But also, yes, we aren't. And people may crucify me on this. Also, we have more options than Denver. I'm sorry, we do. Aaron Gordon is probably the 4th option on Denver's probably. You got MPJ, Jokic.
On the night.
I'm sorry, John Collins gonna be about 6 maybe. Like you got Ja, Dez, Gigi, Vince. Who would I put? He probably gonna be about 5th option. Nah, I'm wrong. He probably gonna be about 5th option.
If you start, you a 5th option, dog.
That's the
unless you are Kevon Looney or some shit. If you Kevon Looney, you an 8th option if you Kevon.
That's why I would have him starting. That's my whole point. I would have him starting. That's the whole point.
So I feel like if you got John Collins at $25 million, who you gonna start? You gonna start BC?
Bro, that's when the Andre Drummond comes in. You got enough money to get a.
You gonna start Andre Drummond over John Collins?
It's not an over. It's about fit, Christian. It's about fit. It's about you're gonna get me hot, bro. It's not about the starting 5. As we win the starting 5, Andre Iguodala did not start, but who finished that game? Andre Iguodala. Why can't he be that Swiss Army knife 6-man guy still?
Because we got Vince Williams.
Vince Williams can play too. Oh my gosh. This dude finna piss me off. It's minutes to go around, Chris. Oh my gosh. Because you finna maybe. Oh my gosh, maybe. See, that's why your camera getting out of focus because you're doing too dang much.
Hold on, let me get back in.
You're doing too dang much.
Oh
bro,
boy,
bro,
there we go.
Bro.
We back.
No, okay, you understand? Let's say Marcus Smart is on this team next year. Let's just say he is in this scenario. Starting lineup, you could have John Morant, Dez, Marcus Smart. Anyway,
I'm tired, bro. My bad.
Got them 3, you got Tripp, and you got Big. You can have John Collins come off the bench. You can have Vince Williams come. You can have Gigi Jackson come off the bench. That's 3 guys in your bench. And then you have backup point guard that can be Derrick Rose or whoever you want. That's 9 guys. You tell me those 9 guys can't hoop together? So that's why.
But you were banking on the Cavaliers taking just Luke Kennard and maybe something to get Jared Allen, and I just don't think that's gonna work.
That's the thing.
You know what I'm saying? No, you got to give up Marcus Smart to get him. You have to.
No, it's definitely in my scenario. I didn't mention Jared Allen in my scenario. I didn't mention Jared Allen.
Who started?
I said Ja, Dez, Smart, Tripp, and I said center. So you can give Andre Drummond. You can get an Andre Drummond. Let's say Andre. You can say that's it. We don't need a big to do something crazy. Then you have Gigi, Vince, John Collins off the bench, and backup point guard who maybe Derrick Rose. You tell me that 9.
So gave up BC. Oh man, you messed up, bro.
See, I forgot you had BC there.
See, you gave BC up.
Because I think I honestly do. I hope they can play. I want, like I said, I want them on the same. I just don't see the front office keeping the both on the same team because that's how they operate. That's how Taylor Jenkins runs his stuff. He does not have 2 guys playing the same position on the court at the same time a lot. And if John Collins is more valuable than Brandon Clark, they're gonna trade Brandon Clark. I don't want them to trade Brandon Clark.
They both power forwards.
And how did that work out? It doesn't work good. It doesn't work good.
Santi is Dylan Brooks 2.0. That's why.
Okay. That's exactly my point, Grizz. You
got
finna
my
make me mad. You finna make me mad. That's exactly my point. If they're trying to improve the team, two guys playing the same position does not work. You just gave another example. Jaren and Santi does not work on the floor. So why would you keep doing that, Chris?
It's not that it don't work, bro. Santi is just Santi.
So
what we talking about? I'm not gonna quantify that power forwards don't work because it's Santi. Santi's a small forward trapped in the center body.
Oh my gosh, I need to take a water.
It's styles. That's all I'm saying, bro. It's styles. It's styles. It's styles. And if I got one style starting and one style coming off the bench, we doing like this all day. We just cross pollinate is the word I have used before.
Oh my goodness.
That's all. We're gonna get off of this because he hot, I'm hot with this hoodie on. We're not even gonna take a dance commercial, but we're gonna just jump into this last topic real quick because I know you got to get out of here as well. We just gonna touch this real quick. Y'all let us know, man. Which center option do y'all think gives us the best chance to compete next year? Is there anybody we talked about? Is it somebody that you got on your list as well? Drop it in the comments below. We want to hear from you.
All right, y'all. Last topic.
Go ahead.
We're sorry for the last. We sorry we can't get a commercial break. I got someone to be, and we've gone way over time because Chris wants to make me mad this morning. I had a good day yesterday. Chris wants to make me mad. I woke up on a good side of bed. And do want to make me mad. But anyway, y'all see the title. Going to next year. This is a big offseason we've all talked about. What are the 5 things that we need to do to put us in championship contention and put us over the hump that this team has the aspirations to do? I have my 5. Chris, real 5. Real quick. What's your 5 real quick, bro?
Talked about this on Twitter. Talked about this on, a couple different group chats. And it was kind of, it spawned the idea from the talk we had about Jaren and center and the issues with rebound and things like that. So I was like, all right, what do we need to fix? What are our main issues we need to fix? So going from 1 to 5, 1 being the most important and working my way down. But next season, we need a 100% offensive overhaul. We need to fix our offense. I am tired of every year we talk about we're a top 10 defense and we're always a bottom 5, bottom 10 offense. It just doesn't make sense to me with the talent that we got on this roster or have had on this roster. So we got to find a way to fix that. I believe that's why they brought in, assistant coach Nola Roach. They still haven't finalized their assistant coaching staff. But it's up to Jenkins, man, from the head of the snake to figure out the best way to get this team ready to compete and put up numbers to score. That's our biggest issue, is finding a way to put our best players in position together to score. Number 2, we talked about it all day, starting center. You got to get your starting center or, starting big man, because at the end of the day, like I just talked about, you can put John Collins at center if you want to, power forward, don't matter. But you got to get you a starting caliber big immediately to fix this team next year. I think that number 3, most important to me, is them getting another big wing, because if you are trading Marcus Smart to bring in somebody else in, I hate to say it again, it's his contract. You got to use it. That's just where the business works. I think you're going to need one more big wing, because if you're starting Vince, if you're, the people that believe he's a glue guy that needs to be out there, if you're me and some other people that say start GG, he's the big wing of the future already, you still need another big wing off the bench. Zaire Williams is not that. So we need to go find another big wing that's in that, maybe $8 to $12 million range. You might even be able to find one on a vet minimum contract. Number 4, Ja Morant getting a mid-range jump shot minimum. If Ja Morant goes to the mid-range and can get him a reliable mid-range jump shot, number 1, it makes it easy for him to score. Period, point blank. Because people can't stay in front of him as is. They're going to be trying to get back. All he has to do is stop, pop. He can jump higher than anybody in the NBA as is, hit that mid-range. It's also going to keep him not injured as much as he is, because he's not going to be hitting the ground, hitting the floor. He's not going to have to do all that, acrobatic jumping over people, leapfrog stuff that he does. I want to save my point guard for the next 15 years. I think that's the way that you do that. If he can step back and hit the 3 reliably, cancel Christmas. It's over with. Best player in NBA history. Sorry. And number 5 is Jaren's rebounding. A reason I put this number 5 is because if you got 1 through 4, in my personal opinion, if you got 1 through 4, you can win a title with 1 through 4.
Mm-hmm.
If you have number 5, which is Jaren increasing his rebound, and again, I'm not expecting him to be 12 rebounds per game. I want him to get to 7.5 to 8 per game, which would be the most in his career. If he can do that,
Dynasty.
it's a wrap.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7. We gonna keep 8.
Come on, bro.
Straight like that.
That's all I got. I ain't got nothing else to say. I don't know how anybody can argue that, but that's what's important to me. What you got, bro?
We have a lot of the same lists, just in different order. My number 1 is center. I feel like that's the gaping hole of this team. I still have nightmares of watching Anthony Davis destroy our front court for that whole playoff series. And the reason why that's so bad, because I was in college. Well, of course, I was in college, but I was on campus and one of my teammates was a big Lakers fans, and I don't really like that teammate. And he was talking trash to me because he was a Lakers. I already don't like him. And he's a Lakers fan. He was talking trash to me. Anyway, that's why I hate. That's why I think we need to send it so bad. 2, as you said, I just put a new offensive philosophy. Like, yes, overhaul. I say philosophy. I just like the mindset of just how we run our offense just needs to change. So we're basically saying the same thing. I just see it just a tad differently. I feel like we just need a new overall just offense, because what we have, it works because our players are that good, but is that really the offense we have to win a championship? No, I don't. We need more stuff. We need more better play execution down the stretch, because that's honestly a very underrated bad point of a lot of people don't talk about that. Our late game execution is freaking terrible.
I do.
Since Taylor Jenkins, but I know we talk about a lot of people in like Grizz spaces do not talk about it.
They let it go.
Taylor Jenkins guy, our late game execution has been abysmal. Like, it's just always
probably went 6-19 last year.
Yeah,
that's why
a lot of those games were closed down the stretch. We just couldn't pull them out because our late game execution was bad. 4, overall rebounding. I don't think it's a Jaren thing. Okay, yes, it's a Jaren thing, but I don't want to just, as I said in my point when I was talking about the centers, I don't want, if one guy gets hurt, our whole rebound is just done. Us as a team need to gang rebound. Because if, let's say we do get Jared Allen, if Jared Allen messes, knock on wood, he messes knee up, I don't want our rebounding to the this knockout. Anyway, forget Chris. I don't want our whole. So I think it's just overall just better in the team rebounding, because it shouldn't just be dependent on one guy or two guys to hold down the paint. And 5, kind of with yours, but a little bit different. An MVP version of Ja, or a next star takes that other leap. That could be Desmond Bain, that could be DJ, that could be Jaren Jackson. If they don't take the leap, I feel like we need the best version of Ja Morant, and that is him playing consistently at an MVP level and saying, "I don't care. I'm the best point guard in the league. I'm the best player in the league, and y'all cannot stop me." I feel like we've seen that Ja Morant in spurts, but we haven't seen that Ja Morant partially because of injury, but we haven't seen him that for a great amount of time. I mean it overall. Sometimes Ja he's not engaged defensively. Sometimes he makes bad passes. Sometimes he tries to do too much. And those are holes in Ja Morant's game. I feel like that's not even a physical part. That's just a mental, just being locked in part. And I get Ja Morant has to do a lot of things across the board. I'm not saying that he's a bad player, but those are just mental lapses he has sometimes because he's asked to do so much. But the MVP version of him doesn't make those mistakes on a consistent basis. He does. Sometimes Ja gets lost on defense. He's ball watching. The guy cuts him back door. He does that sometimes. So either Ja being that version of him. Basically, that first 9-game stretch of Ja Morant, when he came back, if we get that Ja Morant, just head down, hooping, not all hoop, that we're going to be found. Or if we don't, we get just all NBA first team Ja Morant, then we need, we don't need, but as you can say, we can win with 1 through 4. This is my number 5 because we don't need this to happen. But if Desmond Bain gets to a solidified all-star level, if Jaren Jackson Jr. gets to an All-NBA second team level, if Gigi Jackson you start putting on that list of best players under 25, that's what I need. Because I'm maybe this recency bias, but Boston is like the perfect team for like the new age NBA. Like how you build a roster. You know, I'm not talking about the players on the team, just talking about how you build a roster. You have 2 stars, like 2 solidified stars that can put the ball on the floor and create their own shot, and you put a bunch of other mubs around them. We got 1. I need that second guy. And we don't know who that second guy is yet. Yeah, well, I hope it's Gigi, but it could be Dez. I need that second guy to be like, all right, we got two horses. We got Ja and we got and them two dogs, and everybody else come on along with us. And that's just my opinion. I know other people may not see it that way. I feel like that's the fifth thing. If we got that, ain't no one rocking with us. We got one horse. We need one more horse, bro. We need one more horse. We need one more thoroughbred, and we need one of those guys to turn in that thoroughbred. I'm not saying go draft him. I'm not saying go trade him. We got him on the team. We need to choose between Dez, Jaren, and Gigi, who gonna unlock that other gear and turn to that thoroughbred. We can go on and cook, and that's my 5.
I'm gonna say this: if you go back through damn near probably the last 10 years of finals teams, it's a common occurrence with every one of them teams. One of their best players was 6'7" and up. Go back and prove me wrong. So I'll just say this: by that, it's got to be Gigi or Jaren, but we all know who it's gonna be and who it's got to be. It's got to be Gigi. It's got to be. So that's why I say, man, invest y'all time, invest y'all resources, invest the minutes, invest everything that y'all can into that dude, because we got what we need. It's just don't hold that man back, bro. We want to win a chip. Gas Gigi, man. So yeah, bro. Like you said, we agree for the most part on everything. It's different order. I will say this. We're gonna get out of here. I was watching the other night, I was watching highlights from this past season of those 9 games, because I wanted to see kind of what it looked like again. I've done it before, but I just get bored and want to see it. Then I go back and it's a tweet that goes viral about the Grizzlies game winners over the last 10 years. Since Ja has been here, I think everyone on that list was him except for maybe 1 or 2 Jaren ones. Damn near every Ja game winner was a freaking at the rim layup.
Of course, yeah. There's no that.
Ja, get a shot, bro. We need you to get a shot, bro. We need you to get a shot like a bad habit, bro. For you to stay healthy and for us to get a chip, we need you to get a reliable shot immediately, like Dollar Bill said on Players Club. Immediately. We need it, bro. So y'all drop in the comments what y'all want or what y'all see is the key improvements the Grizzlies need to make next year. We definitely want to hear from you on that part for sure. Before we get out of here, what you got, bro? What you got? Anything coming up? Anything you want to announce? Anything you want to plug?
I'm getting back to writing this week. I'm hopefully, because the draft is going to come by the end of the finals. I'm hoping to have a few more articles up by the end of the finals, just about the draft and free agency, and hopefully some of the topics we typing on here, I will be plugging on there, because I got to shout out the podcast. Am I right? Got to do that.
Let's go.
I'm not gonna announce yet. I'm going. Let's say Thursday. I'm going somewhere. That's all I'm gonna say. Thursday, I'm going somewhere and doing something with some people. So
all right. No Diddy.
Shut up, Chris. This is not that type of thing. It is
no Diddy.
It's something in the media space, Chris.
Oh, okay. Hey, man.
In the media space. Something in the media space. Wow. For yes. Sure. Okay. Yes. So Thursday gonna be a fun day. Yeah, that's really it, bro. Not much. Just chill. Gotta go to work in the next 50 minutes. So yeah, gotta get to work and still be a 20-year-old person and doing what 20-year-olds do. So yeah, follows and everything, bro. Y'all tap in.
For sure, man. Make sure we talked about it before. We are looking for sponsors of the show. If you want to sponsor any segment of the show or the show as a whole, shoot us a DM on Twitter, shoot us an email down below, and we'll get it popping, man. We already in some talks, but we want to, if you want to reach out, hey, we open for business for sure. But anyway, man, that's it. That's all we got. I'm gonna give me a nap because I 4 hours of sleep, as y'all see. It may be funny and good for y'all. It ain't good for me. But it is what it is.
Crazy.
Great show today. Amazing conversation. Nonetheless, shout out to you, Evan, for dealing with me, brother.
You need to title this. Evan got upset. It's the first time y'all see me get mad on the day pod.
Kenny, when you clip this up, Kenny Summerfield, make sure you got Drake I'm Upset playing in the background. Make sure you do that.
Because Chris got me hot this morning. Hey, man, it's too early in the morning, fam.
You need no pre-workout today, boy. I got you.
No, I don't. If I go to the gym today, I don't need nothing. I need to re-listen to this. It's going to make me hot again. Dang,
fool. Man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, sticking with us this long, man. We're at 1:30. We're going to get up out of here, and we'll catch y'all next week, every Monday at 12 p.m. on Bluff City Media's YouTube page and on their Twitter page as well, that BCM Grizzlies, man. Y'all tap in, and we'll see y'all next week. Go Grizz.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the No Bluffing podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of all things Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.